So first, let me just say, and I'll stand so you can hear me. I appreciate Mike looping me into the discussion, and we visited for a couple of minutes right before the meeting. I wonder, is it a combined package only, or could we do just the county seat, or just at your leisure?
We can.
Okay.
We can do anything we want. It's just a matter of putting something together and approaching them and saying, we want to make this work this way. I think they were very workable about anything we wanted to do.
Part of me feels inclined to take the at your leisure kind of to our tourism board, and then discuss as this kind of part of our, our big plan. And then looking at, and I know this is just an example, but looking at the terms of this agreement, we've kind of allocated our money for 2017 with financial commitments to different radio stations and things like that. So maybe we could take this proposal, if they would let us, and consider it for 2018. And I wonder if the county seat is maybe better off this year, and then we could still partner with you on that with the commercials and stuff. And we can take this part, and further evaluate it. Just a thought.
I have to. I feel obligated to try to throw some water on this. I think this channel is not a good channel. I'm saying that wrong. I think this is not the most bang for our buck. I don't think this is the best way to spend money. I think this channel is I don't know what word is, tired. I think this is, I think we would be way better off to spend whatever this money is and just give it to Ryan and say, go do this for us, and do it through the other channels that he's doing. I don't think we do anything through television or still, do we?
Very little.
And I think there's a reason for that. And so this may be a personal bias on my part, but I feel like this channel is not a worthwhile channel to even mess with.
Are you talking about both, or are you talking about just
I'm talking
that?
about television.
Oh, television.
I'm talking about television.
So what to do is, do something on the train, or Creeper, Creeper Valley Railroad, have you just post them, and post it on social media where it goes viral, they pick it up and it just explodes.
But I think Ryan has channels to create that kind of content already, and we can put it on social media, and we don't need them to create the content for us.
Ryan, what's your thought on At Your Leisure specifically? Is that something that you would really want to champion for 2018, or is it something that you would be is it something you would be reactive to if the board representative brought it to you?
I'd have to look at it. I don't think if you gave me 5 or 10 options of what would be your marketing plan for 2018 with the limited funds that we have, because the funds also cover our salaries, benefits, cleaning the building. So our actual marketing budget is just barely above $100,000. This probably wouldn't be at the top of the list, but if our funding increased and we felt like there's an opportunity, I think we'd consider it. But certainly not at the top of the list.
So if you had enough funding, in addition to what you already have, for At Your Leisure, where would it be in your top 5? Or do you know, are you able to answer that yet?
I'd have to give it some thought. I think to Mark's point, what we found as we've learned is going digital is kind of the best way to engage the visitor, because they click on your website, they read your blog, they click on your video that's housed on the website. They're more likely to book a stay, to come golf, to come, I think TV is a good medium, but not as effective as digital or even radio in certain cases. But I think with this county seat thing, it sounds like that's an opportunity to get kind of the best of both worlds. If the goal is to kind of promote the county, and then we have some commercials associated with that, I think we'd be all over that. And that's a program that specific people are going to watch. They have an interest in the county, so why not tell the story of the county? But just this is a general blast, probably wouldn't be, the top of my list.
Well, and I guess for me to further say how I'm feeling, I don't think anybody watches it on Saturday night at 11:30 or Sunday morning at 8:30. Where more people would watch it, and again, this is just my gut feel, is on all the rebroadcast things that are happening. And I think we can reach them more effectively through the other channels. That's just how I feel about it. And I don't think we necessarily need them for the content creation because we have the ability to do that already. So that's just my bias.
You know, I didn't even know, honestly, I didn't know they were on the television. I thought they were just an internet show. I thought they were a YouTube show, the county seat, until they presented the last time. But the value that I really thought God presented, I wasn't really in favor of it. But then I talked to Mike a little bit, and we were talking about the ability for us to have a production studio, which they do give us that ability, the county seat I'm talking about, not at your leisure, to frame a political conversation, because often we in Wasatch County are reactive to things. Like this Bonanza Flats, they got the narrative way out ahead of us on this. And it kind of turned into, look, everybody's trying to save open space and Wasatch County's not doing their part. That wasn't fair. It wasn't accurate. But that's the narrative that got presented. Had we the ability to tap into some type of production studio, whether this is the right production studio to use or not, but somebody that we can tap into who already understands the positions of counties, who other counties have experienced this type of thing, and we can use lessons learned from other people to help create a piece of content that we would then use on social media along with television, then I could see some value there. Is that a fair summary, Mike, of what we talked about?
Mike? Spencer?
Not an area of my expertise, so I'm really happy to hear Mark's opinion on it, because that's an area he feels like more, so I'll be inclined to do whatever.
Can I say just a couple things, if you don't mind? I actually watch the show a lot, so I am up at...
And none of us are surprised by it.
Well,
No, that's a compliment, it's not a diss.
It was a nice thing, Tracy, he meant it in a nice way.
She knows, she knows.
okay, so my point is, I guess I'm asking everybody if they've seen the show, if they've seen the commercials, if they've seen what some of this is. I mean, quite honestly, as I watch all these commercials of all the counties, they all look the same to me. We have great recreation, we have great restaurants, we have great places to stay. We fish, we mountain bike, we hike, we four-wheel. I mean, it's like they're just doing a loop. But it's a different county at the end of the commercial. So that's my concern of just, and then just bringing up maybe a bigger picture conversation after having that meeting last night, the interlocal meeting, and all these issues we've got. Have we had that discussion as a county of just, so I understand tourism, believe me, I get it. It's just that how much more do we want? How much more impacts to the community, the traffic, the residents that already live here? If you're on Facebook at all, they're very concerned about their quality of life. So that's just maybe a conversation, maybe not for tonight, but we should be discussing that after listening to all the impacts we have as a county for the tourism dollar. And how big do we want to grow in tourism, and how much, you know, impacts do we really want to create? Because it's already a great place. And if you talk to people on the Wasatch Front, they just wish they could live here. They just love it here. Well, the reasons they love it here are the things that we may kill the golden goose by promoting it more. So that's just a bigger picture discussion that maybe we should have. That's all I'd like to say. Thanks.
And to follow on that line of thinking, we don't have the infrastructure, I mean the facilities to really capitalize on a lot of people coming here, because we don't have a handful of motels. And we bring a lot of people in here, they end up going to Utah County or Salt Lake County.
And do we want 10 more hotels? I mean, that's a question at least we should talk about.
Well, that's very similar to the comment you made last year, Mike. How much money do we want to expend in taxes so 20 people can come have a bike ride through our county?
Valid point. I agree.
Are you shocked?
Kumbaya.
We got another comment there.
I just have one question, or one thing for you to take into consideration. As you look at this potential expenditure, you should also have up there, what's the occupancy rate of your current tourist facilities? If it's 99%, spending $50,000 to get it to 100% is a big waste of money. If it's 50%, then that looks a little bit different. That would be my own, I think you
Yeah.
need to look at the two in combination.
And I think if we look at our occupancy rate, we're only hurting for occupancy on the shoulder months for the facility we got now. So we're looking at March through May, and then again through October through November.
Right.
So that's our
I would say
target.
we're about 50%
Yeah.
year-round with some highs and some lows.
Yeah.
So it sounds like our discussion is, at your leisure may not be worth the money. Maybe we need to have a discussion now about county seat, or not county seat, but what county seat could provide for us. Maybe we could find it another way. For example, when we have open space issues, or when we had, this is before I was on council, but when all the JSSD started to crank up, if we would have had the ability to produce a 10-minute video about, here are the issues from our point of view, of course, but here are the issues. Here's why things occur the way they do, or why we're making the decision that we're making. That gives us an ability to reach out to the public and communicate better, because the petition that Tracy and them did on the fire road, if we had the ability to tap into a resource to where we could produce an information pack that said here, that we could share on social media, so that people could share it on Facebook and say, here's the video, here's why we're doing a fire report increase, or why we're doing X, Y, Z. It just gives us an ability to tap into something on probably about a month lead time. And so we can be proactive on some of these things. I don't know that county seat's the right mechanism to do that. Maybe we ask Mike and Ryan to find a marketing company that we work with for that. We need to do more. We don't really have a local radio station we can use anymore.
See, most of the items you're talking about are more geared just for Wasatch County. I don't know why we need to go to the
County seat.
county seat.
Right.
to-
No, that's what I was saying, is that may not be the right mechanism. The value that they could give us on those type of things, though, is maybe Uinta County had an experience similar to us, and we now have an ability to, through county seat, because they talked about it on the show, we have an ability to produce a message that really gets across our point. So maybe lessons learned is where they're valuable to us, but maybe we don't need county seat at all, we just need to go towards marketing companies, things like that. Because as I was saying, we used to have a radio station, and we still have it, but they're kind of, they just play cowboy music, there's not a lot of shows on it right now, other than, what's the Carrie Show.
Yeah.
So we have an ability to reach out, and right now, the people that are covering us are KPCW and Park Record and the Wasatch Way when they can. So, I don't know, Mike, what do you think? Do you think that the county seat would be the right solution for what I'm talking about, or do you think that should be, maybe we should examine that in a different company, or what?
I guess I've changed my thinking as we've done this discussion a little bit. Let me break it down this way. It appears to me that most likely the commercial advertising component really isn't useful. And yet that seems to be a big component of the cost of whatever you do with either of these two entities, is that commercial component. And so if we're just another has-been for our 30 seconds, and we could take that type of money and perhaps come up with a way to do our own, we'd probably be money ahead in that respect. Then, if we could use that same type of a process, if we had an issue, this is a little bit out of my, I'm old now. They've been to the radio again, I don't know.
I can still call you boy.
Yeah, true. But if we were able to, if we had an issue and we were able to use that same mechanism that we would use for tourism advertising and commercials and be able to create in small segments components of our positions on things that could go to digital social media issues, maybe that's a better way to go and use some money we have like that and gear it towards that direction. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know how to do that, and I certainly don't have the commitment, time to do that. And so unless we have somebody to commit to it, it most likely will never happen. That would be the one advantage of this. It could possibly push us to do something that normally we would not do. But it doesn't sound like this is a fit as we've discussed this, as I've heard Mark and others. I don't know.
So let me weigh in a little further on that. Let's say that we asked Ryan and said, we want to make a statement publicly about the Northfield issue, or we want to make one publicly about Bonanza Flat, and we're willing to spend a little bit of money to do that. Ryan has the mechanism to gather the content, get the opinions, and you don't need a studio to do it. You need a camera that he already has in your iPhone, and you can create Facebook Live things and blog messages and other things.
Yeah.
And I can almost guarantee you that Casey, PW, and Pure Midway, and half a dozen other outlets that we care about, it would be on their front page. I guarantee you it would be on their front page. And we can message whatever we want. It could be way biased or right in the middle, who knows, but they'll pick it up because they want to hear what we think.
I agree.
So, can I chime in on that? So, all right, sorry.
You're our editorial producer now, apparently.
Danny said I can't, so I'm just gonna leave. My mom was calling anyway. We invested into a new camera, kind of a state-of-the-art video camera this past year, a $2,000 piece of equipment. We have, I think, the capabilities on staff. Now, if you want a full, fledged production, that's gonna be 30 minutes, probably we're not gonna be the best, but I think if you want a public statement of 5 minutes with music, with subtitles and things like that.
Music.
We could even do music. We'd be happy to do that. I think we want to support the county in any way. It wouldn't be our position as the Tourism and Economic Development Board, but we could give the assets to you. We could even help put that on a YouTube channel or a Wasatch County Facebook page.
I think we can
It's
post
easy.
Yeah.
It's
Dawn
kind of easy.
can get us posted. I would think it'd be creation of the, of what
We
we
do
want.
have an experienced camera person in the room.
I'm just saying, it's so easy. No, those days are over. I would think 10 years ago you needed some production crew to do this stuff. Look at this. This is a $100 camera. It's not the best quality, but there's a lot of people that watch it or it gets posted on Facebook. It's so cheap now to get your message out. I mean, so I think, sometimes you overthink it and think it's going to cost all this money to put this production together. It really, that camera that they've got now, you've got a camera. I mean, you could go to the high school. That's like Channel 2 News over there. Go to the high school and have them produce something for you. Honestly, have you seen the stuff come out of the school district when they want a bond election? I mean, I shouldn't be telling you guys this.
But Mike, you stated the challenge. The challenge is articulating the message so that it's accurate, so we don't get sued. So we're saying, that will take some of our time to say, here's what we want you to say.
Well, you won't get sued if it's true.
I'm just saying.
I'm not sure, Tracy.
I'm just saying that.
I mean, I'm just saying that.
That will take cycles of time.
Absolutely.
To have the message be
Yeah.
accurate. Because when you talk about complex things like Northfields or half a dozen others that I can think of, I know you're going to want to be very careful, and we're going to want to be very careful about what we say.
It's a new venture for us, so it will take time to learn. I do like your approach. I didn't think about it that way, but we'll just put more stuff on Ryan.
I think we've got an answer
Okay.
that we can probably come up with a session.